Good morning and welcome to Vlogmas day 7. Today is going to be a homey day for me and boys. The boys are off school and James is away to work, and there is something quite exciting coming. But before I tell you about it, I want to tell you a little story, which is a story of this time of the year in our lives for the past few years. By few years I mean to say, I think 7 or 8 years, 7 years probably. Anyway, for the past 7 or 8 years, the time like between the 20th of November to the 10th of December included have been times of bad news and traumatic event in our lives with James. I have no idea why, but those times of the year, sorry, I'm being attacked by a cat. Those are times where every single year, without fail, there was something really traumatic or very bad happening. And it may sound very dramatic, but it's very true. And I'm not talking about little things. I'm talking about the death of really close relatives. I'm talking about James being diagnosed with cancer and a lot of things like this. And every year I live in fear of those weeks coming. Part of me is thinking, if I didn't live in fear, maybe things wouldn't happen, but then it's not because I live in fear that, you know. Anyway, you know what I mean. As every year, this year I was dreading it. And this year so far, those weeks have been quite the opposite. They have brought some good news and things like happy things that I didn't expect, and it's been quite refreshing, I have to say. And the fact that they happened around this week, maybe I gave them more importance because they happened around this year, but the point is that I've still suffer now from PTSD from James being diagnosed with cancer. It was by far the most traumatic thing I had to go through in my life. I want to put a little side note for all those people who first have cancer. I know how tough it is from having seen James going through it. It's an awful thing. But there's one part that I feel like we don't always speak about, and it's the people who are living very closely to those who have cancer. Cancer doesn't only affect the person who has cancer, it affects in different ways, but it affects sometimes as badly the people very close to them who care for them day in day out. And for a very long time I felt guilty about feeling like cancer affected our family, because I was feeling this is awful to think, because James actually had to deal with it in his body and all that. And when James was diagnosed with cancer, I was 30 weeks pregnant with Alfie. We found out and he straight away had to go for surgery. We were in the hospital that day because I was going for a scan, no, a glucose test. I had to do a glucose test, and we got a phone call and we saw the surgeon and we were told he has to be operated right now. So we were already in the hospital and I was trying to get this test done, and we just found out he needed to get the tumor removed right away. Then after that followed month of chemo and all that. So when Alfie was born, James was still in the middle of chemo and he wasn't strong enough to be there for the whole birth and labor and stuff like that. So Therese came with me, and the plan was to have Therese phone him when it's like getting closer to the end, and then he can get a taxi over and he can be there for the actual birth. Things didn't really go to plan. He was out of the hospital that day. Luckily, I ended up being induced around days where he would be home, which was a bit of a fight, but it did happen. I was overdue already anyway. And Alfie decided, well, Owen was the same. I have a very long labors, like slow labor to start with. When I get into active labor, things go really fast, and I think even the midwife didn't see it coming. I did warn them, they didn't believe me, and it did happen with Owen, and it happened to the point that James didn't have time to make it there and Alfie was already born 20 minutes. So these are all things that have been, I feel, have been stolen from us. That Christmas, after he was just diagnosed, we were in France, and it was 4 years ago now. It will be 4 years like this Christmas. James was diagnosed on the 10th of December, so it's in 3 days, and every year I can't help but still feeling there's a lot of emotions that I have buried in the past that are just resurfacing, and it's not always easy to deal with them. So every year, this time of the year is just tough, because I'm expecting the worst to happen, I think. And the fact that some nice things happened this year made me realize that maybe I need to stop thinking like this, and good things can happen too. And I also realized I can make good things happen myself around this time. So I was gonna treat myself. I think I spoke about that in a vlog a few weeks ago, maybe a few days ago, I can't remember. I've been looking into getting a Dyson stick hoover because I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling to keep on top of everything between life, the boys, my work, and bringing everybody to appointments and stuff like that, keeping up with the house and all that. I just find it, I really struggle, and I've always thought that getting a stick hoover that can just pick up quickly, do a cleanup, put back, and you know, that's readily available whenever I need it throughout the day, would make my life a lot easier. Those are pricey items. To me, they are a bit of a luxury item, and yes, I could do with a standard hoover like I have at the moment, but it's one of those things that would make my life so much easier. And whenever the house is a mess, mentally it just really bothers me. I struggle even more. So all in, basically, it might sound very over the top, but I think that having one of those would improve my mental health, and I really do believe that. I was going to wait until the new year, and I was looking at their payment plans because they have 0% interest if you pay monthly, just in case this is something you think is not capable, you wouldn't be able to afford. I started to look into that and thought I would have to wait for the new year, and I decided to look into it now. I thought, you know what, I don't treat myself a lot, I should do it more, but I only have a limited amount of money available to treat myself, and I always find excuses to treat the boys or people before me because I don't know why, I just do. And I think when you're a mom, that's what you do usually. If I had, if I had more money available, I would probably treat myself more, and I don't even know if I would. I would love to, but I don't know if I would. But I thought, you know what, this is something, well, it's going to benefit everybody in the end. Like, it's not just for me, it's for the house, but I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna purposely do it during those weeks that I usually dread, just to add one more happy thing that happened during that time. So all this to say that, first of all, things get better, and also that sometimes if things are not going well, try and do other things to counteract the bad stuff that are more positive. And yeah, and today I'm getting my new hoover. It's being delivered today at some point before 12, and I'm really excited about it. My house is a mess and it's cleaning badly, so it's good. Probably gonna have to get charged first, but I'll show you when it arrives. But that whole story was to explain how one hoover to me is not just a hoover there, it's a lot more. It's treating myself, it's making my life easier, and it's also saying to all those years of bad stuff, yeah, some good stuff can happen too. There was other good stuff, you know, that happened during those weeks, but if I multiply those feelings now, I'm not gonna go on a massive shopping spree because I wish I could, but I can't. Yes, I think I needed to go through a year of nothing happening and all that, so it's great. I'm getting a new hoover. For now, I'm gonna go and get the boys sorted. Alfie's on the couch, and I'm glad it's one of the days we can stay home because my belly is having a really bad day. Hasn't happened that badly in a while, but this is just what happens when you live with a stupid bowel disorder, and some days it's just bad and you don't really know why, but it just is. One thing I'm not being lucky with is clothing at the moment. My Evans order, do you remember the way I ordered 2 dresses from Evans? There was one black one, like a wrap dress that was more like a jersey dress, and then the more dressy one that looked like a mock skirt and top. The wrap one, well, my order was shipped, and despite it being in stock, they've advised me that it will not be delivered, this wrap one, so I'm only getting 1 dress and the 2 bras I ordered. So it means that basically, if that dress, I only have 1 choice of dress now. I had ordered 2 to have a choice between the 2. Didn't go to plan. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Hopefully that last dress that's coming fits well, and that's my Christmas outfit sorted. But I'm having no luck with orders. That's like second order of a dress for Christmas where they just tell me, oh, we've shipped your order. By the way, do you know the dress you wanted? It's not going to be in. I hate when they do that, but it happens a lot around sales. I feel like sometimes they just have, whatever system they have, can't keep track properly of orders and oversells, just to make sure they sell more, I'm guessing. I don't know. Anyway, oh well, it's a brown though, so I might be able to find that dress somewhere else. That's what I'm wondering. Because it's not the Evans brand, unless it's their brand that they've named like that, like Paula and Joe or Paul and Joe, or am I making that up? That completely, let me check. Your order, it's called Scarlett and Joe. Almost there. Well, they have it in stock on their own brand website, so I'm going to order it. And sorry Evans, but you won't get my money on this one for overselling. Now I'm not going to be too cocky because I might end up with not having it from the other website either, but I'm assuming they sell some stock to Evans who was stocking it, and then they have their own stock too. Well, I'm hoping for that because that's, I really like that dress and I really wanted it. I have finally finished this album. I've done all the text. I just need to get a label to put like July to November 2018 on there, but that's my whole year done. I need to finish December now in my other album, and I'm really pleased. When arrived, no, it's quite late. I felt sorry for the parcel force guy. I had booked a delivery before 12 and at 1 it still wasn't there, so I phoned. Excuse me, you're very noisy. And this little guy, when I was on the phone, show your scratches. He has 4 scratches on his face, which look like 4 fingers that scratch his face. And he was fighting with Owen, so I don't know if he scratched himself or if Owen scratched him. They both don't know. Doesn't seem to bother him at all. But yeah. So this is my deconstructed Hoover. The wand comes in different colors, and the one that comes with the Hoover is a copper one. It's in the box at the moment, but at the moment they have an offer. They send you the color of your choice. You still get the original one. I quite like the copper actually, but I picked purple because I figured there's a lot of purple on the Hoover and it will look nice. There was red and pink, and I didn't want the pink because I thought it's a bit too much. Well, I like the color of it, but I thought since I would like eventually the boys to use it, they might use that against me, because even though I don't like gender specifics, they still use it. And then so there's the Hoover part. Now it's charging, and it's to charge for 3.5 hours to start with, and then this clicks onto the end, or not if you want. And then so this is the head for the hard floors, this is the head for the carpet. This is like a charging dock thing. Alfie, you're so noisy. At the moment we have brushes and stuff on that side, and it actually probably will fit there. I can move this to the utility room, and we have a plug just behind there, so that would actually work perfectly. So then it's put away but still very much at hand. And then we have mini combination head, or whatever it's called. This one can do both carpet and hard floors, like if you want to do a quick job where you move between different surfaces, so that can be handy actually. This is a thing for when you have dust and that. This is a smaller one where you can put things or not. And this is a crevice tool. There's a version that has another head on top, even maybe 2. But I felt like I didn't really need to spend the extra money for those heads, so I'm gonna put all that together. This is now charging nicely. I'm not going to put the the thing in until the weekend, which is tomorrow, but you know. Why are you so noisy? I'm going to read through everything, and then I'll probably get like a storage box to put all the attachments, so I can put them in the utility room and just have at hand. On the charging thing, you can, like, I know that this I would use a lot in the week, so you can pick some there. They're meant to be those ones and this one because they're smaller, or maybe just a bigger one. I might, yeah, I need this one a lot, so might just leave those two there, and then these ones will go in a different part, and leave this one, which I leave the most, attached to that, hanging off the wall. I'm wondering something, is this width fitting? Alfie, please fit. Ah, no. Okay, my plan is not going to work on this. Well, it can work once I've gone to see the door frame. Right, I'll do a test once I have it all together to see if it works. Otherwise, I'll put the whole thing in the utility room somewhere in there. Look where Aiko is. She keeps going there. Oh my gosh, she's taken the whole thing apart there to make room. Where's the rest of it? God, this is going to be the year where we're going to lose all the bits. Okay, I have the Advent wreath. There are only 2 candles left. Where are the candles, Aiko? What have you done with them? There's one here. Ah, that might actually be Alfie, because they are inside the digger. What do we have here? The badgers are driving the digger. I'm gonna put a bit of order into this. Trying to order this, and she's literally purposely knocking everything down. Excuse me, Godzilla. Can you move, please? Oh, no. Right, that's a bit better. I'm still missing one candle, but we have a spare one. In the calendar, they give you a few extra bows and candles, because I guess they know they'll get lost. Leave that camel alone. Seriously. She's as bad as the boys to destroy everything in there. Leave that camel. Aiko, leave the camel. Leave the camel alone. I'm going to go to the office and upload, or need to finish the edit and then upload the vlog from yesterday. I edited most of it. What is she doing? Sorry. She's making weird noise. I can hear you. She's looking at me like I haven't done anything. Leave those alone. Right, come with me if you want. Right, so I'm going to do that, and I am going to watch some Vlogmases and tidy up the office, and then I'm going to have a look through. I have a few books with Christmas recipes. Some I got for Christmas last year, but I got them either like at Christmas or one of them after, and I never got a chance to try stuff because I wasn't like in the Christmassy mood after that. So one that I got this year that I've used for Halloween a lot is this one, which I'm going to look at the Christmas section. And then I have the Tanya's Christmas, which I got last year for Christmas, and God, I just dropped a book. And then I have Jamie's Christmas, which I got in January last year, because it's from my parents, and they came over in January and brought the presents with them. Oh, it's heavy. So I'm going to go through these books because I'm going to be doing some baking for the Christmas dinner with Therese in just over a week, because it's Saturday next week, so it's literally, it's come so quick, it's crazy. Christmas is going to be there in no time. There's only 17 days, 17 sleeps before Christmas. It's insane. So I'm going to finish editing, upload that. While it's uploading, I'm going to go through all these and see if there's any recipes that are appropriate for what I'm looking to make, and stuff I also want to try, not for that, but just, you know, anyway. And then I'll show you what I find. I have to say, in Cordially Invited, it helped me a lot for Halloween, but a lot of the recipes that are for Christmas are not suitable for what, there are some that look really nice but not suitable for what I'm making. Last year I used Zoella has done videos before about different Christmas baking stuff, and last year I used quite a few of her truffle recipes that were really nice. So I'm gonna make some of them. Some of them were like gingerbread, some were Rice Krispies and chocolate and marshmallow, like a little pudding. What I'm gonna do as well is that I have to make the teachers' gifts. I was gonna make something completely separate, but since I will be baking for that around the same time, I figured what I'm gonna do is that whatever I make for the dinner, for the dessert, I'll make extra of that and do like little bags for the teachers, or just get little jars maybe and put them in or something, but using whatever I'm making anyway, and just make extra portions because it's just a lot easier that way. So I'm gonna put the vlog from yesterday up, and then I'm probably gonna do a bit of scrapbooking, but I'm gonna stop the vlogging here for today. It probably was a bit boring for you to watch today, I'm not sure. Oh, on the way home though, we went to PC World because as you know, I work using a computer, a laptop, and my laptop is old and it's starting to show signs of illness, let's say, severe illness, and I'm worried it's gonna give up on me for a while. So I've been saving up money for replacing it eventually, and I was one wait in the New Year's sales in case we could find something really good, and I could have gotten it for Black Friday, but there was no deals on something with the requirements I wanted, and I figured there's no point in me getting something just because it's cheap, and you know. So I asked James, because James is a computer programmer, he knows a fair bit about that, so I gave him like all the requirements I needed and all that, and he found me one that's on offer at the moment and for a really good deal, but it's just a bit smaller than the one I currently have, and I wanted to see would it still work. In the PC World near us, they had a display model, not of the exact computer, but one where the outside bit basically of the computer is the same, so I could try it out. And basically it means that the keyboard won't have the number pad, but I can do without that, and the screen is just over an inch smaller, but it's actually not too bad, and it's one where I can use a pen on, and it's a Lenovo Yoga computer, so the screen can flip into a tablet mode as well, and I just thought that can be actually good because it means I could actually draw on stuff and write on stuff. So I have now ordered it. I just wanted to check the size, and I've ordered it, and it's delivered to the store tomorrow, so I'm gonna go and pick that up, but at least I will have that sorted. So then if this one gives up, I just need to be able to back it all up basically, and then it will be repurposed. James is gonna reformat everything and turn it into a computer with the games ON plays. So then we have a kid's laptop, which is an old one, but they don't need a new laptop, they can do with an old one. The sound doesn't really work anymore, you need headphones because the speakers are broken, but you can use headphones to play really. So that was a very I ticked a lot of boxes despite being in the house all day. And tomorrow Owen has dance class, and then Sunday he has mock exams for both tap and ballet exam. Tomorrow he has his ballet class, and then he has his ballet mock exam and tap mock exam. I want to bring him to go and see Wreck-It Ralph 2. I'm thinking we might go tomorrow, and then tomorrow night James's car is going to the MOT. I have no idea how it would be possible for it to pass, given the amount of rust there are on some of the discs. Now it brakes fine and all, and it might still pass the brake test. The mechanic I spoke to said to me there is rust, but it still passes the brake test and all. There's no reason why they should fail it, but there might be other stuff. We looked at everything we could. We've changed the wipers, checked the lights and all that. We've done what we could see visually, but then we figured we're just going to chance the MOT, and then at least if stuff needs fixed, we have a list of what needs fixed, so we don't end up fixing stuff that don't need fixed and all that. But all the thing we can see, like tires, wipers, lights and all that, all that is working. What we know is that at the back, on the back wheels, the discs have quite a bit of rust, but it still brakes really, really well. So we will see. But James is now officially allowed to drive. The paperwork on his side is sorted, so it's just a matter of sorting out the car. But if by any miracle it did pass the MOT tomorrow night, it would mean that for next week we would have the 2 cars and James would be able to drive, and that would be amazing. But I am not gonna, like, I can't see it passing, so I'm gonna prepare myself for the fact it's not passing, and it would be a nice surprise if it does, and we'll see. But yeah, you're gonna have to find out tomorrow what happens. I'm really, really nervous. We'll see. Anyway, I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye!